But one of the guys that you did see out there tonight, and that was Joey Logano, and he's reigning Daytona. Well, not the reigning, but he was a former Cup champion and did win the Daytona 500 several years ago. But earlier in the offseason, we got a chance to catch up with him to get an inside look over at the Ford Performance Center at their simulator. And this is so important this season because with no practice, the drivers have to find another way to get out there and work through some of the kinks with their cars. So here's a look at the Ford simulator.
At first glance, you'd really think you were on board with Team Penske driver Joey Logano hugging the corners on the Daytona road course.
As you see, just the screen that's all the way around, you had a car that's moving around and shaking around doing things. It is the ultimate video game. They don't like it when I call it that, but if you're looking for fun in the simulation world, this is pretty cool. I've told them I want to get like 40 cars out there so we can have an actual race. It'd be really neat.
I'm sitting inside one of two simulators here at the Ford Performance Center, inside a lifelike cockpit in front of a wraparound screen, surrounded by computers, projectors, and top-of-the-line engineering to provide the most realistic racing experience you're going to find.
It's far more realistic than even just an iRacing or a video game. I mean, it's you guys saw the motion and all that. There's a tremendous amount of work that has to go into moving all that and making that feel realistic. You know, right down to the feel of when they get on the brakes, the belts pull tight to give the driver the feel that the car is decelerating.
The simulators have been around since 2014, but are more important than ever in 2021, with little to no practice for the drivers at the track this season.
You know, there's a lot of new tracks. We look at the road course races. Those are areas where not only is it a good gain for the team side working on car setups and things like that, but that's really where it's helpful for Joey, just to learn and understand all the corners on a road course where they're so much different than anywhere else.
And to help with the unpredictability of the tracks, you can adjust the conditions on the fly.
You can change the weather, you can change the tire, you can add a ghost car, you can do things like that to try to mimic what it's going to be like when you're at the racetrack.
Well, there's definitely opportunities where we can change things and just kind of get feedback from Joey and what he feels or what he thinks, you know, and then we can adjust from there. Whether that's gear ratios, shocks, springs, even aero downforce levels can be changed as well. So there's a lot to be learned.
All Ford drivers have access to these simulators, which are booked from sun up to sundown.
We'll stay late, we'll come in early, we'll run overnight. We do all that stuff because at the end of the day, we all just want to win races.
And I can't think of a better way to get ready for the Great American Race than inside one of these simulators. I'll see you guys at Daytona.
Okay, Josh, I see you in the simulator.
I had a little lean back and I was just cruising on the Daytona road course simulation style.
What was that like being in there? That exclusive access was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's very realistic. The way it shakes, you feel like you are literally driving out there on the track. The whole time I was concerned about crashing, which makes no sense because I wasn't going to get hurt if I crashed in a simulated car. But that, folks, is how realistic it was. I was worried about crashing in a simulator.